everybody, we are back with another review, and today we got another pickup. This is a My Arcade micro player. We got Dig Dug in the house, so without further ado, let's hop right into this review. We're going to be unboxing this, popping some batteries in, trying it out. I also have two of these At Games Blast little controllers here. We're going to unbox those as well and check those out. So let's start off with these At Game ones, and then we'll move into the Dig Dug. So these right here, both are the same price. These were under $5, and this one has 8 games and this one has 12 games. But together, for under $10, you got basically 20 arcade classics you could play on your HDMI TV. It's got a wireless controller, so it's very friendly for newer type TVs, I guess you could say. But here's the situation with these type of I guess these plug-and-play type systems like this. This is definitely geared towards the casual gamer, somebody who just wants to relive, plug in, and just relive the casual, experience of some classic games that maybe they, dug into when they were a kid. This is not something where you're going to expect professional-grade ported quality from this type of a setup here, but it's going to be something that if you want to experience these types of games, this is the type of thing that you're going to probably want to get into. And for under $5, this is kind of cool. So it was definitely worth a situation where I wanted to check it out at least. So here we go. We got the Blast stickers here, blast.atgames. It's got two little red Pac-Man ghosts. We got the instruction manual right there. Here is the dongle, which actually has a pretty decent amount of weight to it. It looks like a little Wi-Fi dongle, and then there you go. That plugs into your HDMI port, which I imagine is what relays all the game data. And then there's a plug right here, which I imagine you can plug this. Oh, here we go. They even include a cord, which is great. So here is a little what do we got here? Micro USB cord. Let's see if we can get this. We won't have to do this to both of them, but I just wanted to see how long it is. It's about a 3-foot cord, or maybe 2-foot cord, I'd say, probably fully stretched out. Let's go with 2 foot on that. So now this has a player 1 on/off button right here. We'll check out the buttons in a second. Let's see what we got under the hatch here. So it takes 2 AAA batteries. And then the buttons, the Genesis layout, I guess, let's discuss that first. The Genesis layout on this is very interesting because I noticed right here the directional pad has a little bit of a height raise on it. But to be honest with you, once you get in there, I mean, it's a little sloppy, to be honest with you. Once you get into the finer points of it, it's hard to figure out if I'm diagonal up, diagonal right, you know what I mean? Or I should say diagonal left, diagonal right. Very difficult to see exact pinpoint direction on here, but I imagine once you're playing an actual arcade game, you can actually see how the interface, mixes with the game itself. I mean, I doubt pinpoint precision is what you're going to actually need on this. I mean, the crude nature of the original tools that these games were designed with probably wasn't as advanced as this controller is. But nonetheless, it's got a matte finish on it. It is white. I do wish it was not white. That would have been nice. So let's see what we got here in this little instruction manual. So it looks like they have a few, actually. They actually have a few of these. So that's interesting. And this is a poster, I believe. Yeah, some kind of a little poster. If you like Atari Blast, or I should say At Games Blast, there you go. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what this cord is for, basically. So to set up your controller, it looks like connect the USB power supply, plug in the small end of the USB cable into the micro-USB port in your HDMI dongle, and the other end to a USB port or USB AC adapter, not included. So basically, to power this little junction box right here, you're going to basically need to have this cord. So the cord itself plugs in just like a normal micro USB right here, and I imagine it's not loose at all, which is kind of nice. It does actually feel like this actually feels pretty quality. This, I imagine, is intended to just plug into your TV, but I would not do that because all TVs have different voltages that they're putting out in regards to their USB port. So you don't want to short this unit out by plugging it into something that might not be compatible with this type of thing. So I would just recommend that most of the time you're going to have probably a power plug or a surge protector within 3 foot of wherever this is going to get plugged into your TV, for example. So just plug this into a normal little Apple power brick or some other power brick that you might have laying around. I would not recommend plugging that into the TV, even though it does actually give you directions to either do that or to plug it into a brick itself. So let's see the games that actually come on this particular console itself. Let's push it out of the way. This has Dig Dug, Galaxiga, or Galaxian, Galaga, we got Mappy, we got Pac-Man, Sky Kid, The Tower of Jiraga, and Xevious. So this is a pretty good load up of games here. I mean, this is like 8 games with no filler. The other one has 12 games. We're going to see if that's 12 games with some filler or if that's 12 solid games. But these are some pretty solid games here. For under $5, the ability to play these games on HDMI TV, I think is a pretty good deal here, especially if you're somebody who wants to be a casual player into this particular arcade fandom here. So that's the Pac-Man themed one, but doesn't necessarily have only Pac-Man on it. They do have some My Arcade handheld units that are just Pac-Man. I thought they would have had other games, but they don't. So let's see what we got here. This is the 12 game one. This has Burger Time, okay, Burnin' Rubber, Escape It, Frontline, Jungle Hunt, Lock and Chase, Miss It, Polaris, Shield Shifter, Space Invaders, Space Raid, and Strip Off. So again, this is going to be like a filler with some nice titles on here. I'd say there's probably about a third to half of these titles that I actually have played before and enjoy playing, and the other half I've never heard of before. So again, it's going to be like a filler type thing. So if you were to choose between the two here, I would probably, even though this has more titles on it, I would probably choose the Pac-Man one if I had a choice between the two. They're both the same price, so it's not like it was an issue. We got some Space Invader stickers there. Again, instructions. This one is a blue unit, which is cool. So really neat. And again, it's just got it looks like a flash drive, but instead it's got a HDMI cord on the back. Let's see if we can get that. There you go. So pretty cool. Controller feels the exact same. I imagine this is a pairing light. It looks like you can rewind the games. That was one of the features that I believe is on the side of the box. Let's check that out here. So rewind your game to try and beat that tough boss as many times as you want. So there you go. Basically, it's like like an emulator on the computer where you can basically rewind it back and kind of replay segments of the game again until you get that perfect run. But yeah, this is the At Games Blast system. Now again, this is something that I would not have paid full value for. I believe these were originally going for $20 in the beginning when they first got dropped, but now they're basically on clearance for under $5. So if this is something that you're interested in picking up, you're a casual gamer, and it's something that you kind of want to get involved with on a permanent basis, you kind of just want to plug in and play just for a little bit, this is going to be something that's going to be for you. And I honestly think that it's something that if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably just choose the Pac-Man one, and just that would be the only one I would buy out of these. Other than that, the Space Invaders one, it has just a lot of filler on it. And it's something you just really kind of don't want to get involved with, is all that filler with that particular Space Invaders one. So the Pac-Man one is definitely something I'd pick up. So let's get those out of the way. Let's check out the Dig Dug little mini arcade console here. Let's slice open this top here. This is the Microplayer My Arcade Dig Dug little cabinet. Now the main reason why I chose this one, I was going to grab the Mappy one. Oh, there's more on the sides here. The main reason why I chose this one was because I liked the artwork on the side versus the other ones, which had kind of like I'll show you in a second, had like a limiting amount of, here we go, we got a little instruction manual, put that over there. Let's see if we could pull out this insert here. Slide out the cabinet so it just kind of sits in the box. Now let's look at the side here. So this one has had side artwork that went through the whole thing. The other ones just kind of had artwork right around this little area right here, and it was very plain around it. So It's got a high gloss on the outside of this. It has a volume button. It looks like there's a power button or a power charge right here where you could basically plug in a USB on it. And there's this, which I imagine this is the power button. Not too sure. Pump, start, reset. It's got an unscrewable joystick. We're going to leave that in for now while we test this out. And then it has a screen peel or a screen protector right here, which we are going to lift off to get the actual screen visible right there. This little thing, we're just stick that over there. Let's see. Let's get to the back here. We'll turn this on. When I compared these to probably the other ones that we basically have reviewed on this particular channel, this one basically, it looks a little bit cheaper than the other units in regards to this particular, I guess, the side panels of this particular unit right here. It just looks not like it's something that I would want to, I guess, have on display, which is what they market as, is something that's on display. So what we're going to do is we have 2 batteries, which is what it said to have on here, but we're going to grab 2 more. So hang on 1 second. We'll grab 2 more. All right, we are back. So let's check out these batteries. We had 2 put aside, but it looks like it actually takes 4. I imagine it would take more because of the fact of what it's trying to power. What's great is you don't have to screw the back off. It does have a plastic clip, but that means when that plastic clip breaks off, the back doesn't stay on. So keep that in mind when you're powering this up. Let's see, are we going to be able to get this thing even closed? All the batteries are seated properly. There we go. All right, here. Now here's the screen right here. You can check out the little preview of it right there. Looks kind of neat. And let's see how it basically... Okay, so that is the power button. When you push it on, the 2 little like coin ops turn on, and it's got the scroll just like normal arcades do, and then it goes into a mode where it probably just plays a standard little gameplay segment. Now I imagine it does have this USB port on the back, which is smart because if this is something you are going to display, it's nice that you can have this plugged in and you could have it basically just kind of on display where it's playing this little scroller here. But we're going to try this out right here. We're going to hit start. Oh, there you go. Pause. I mean, it's not a bad port of Dig Dug, to be honest with you. It's not a bad port of Dig Dug at all, honestly. And I do kind of like this little joystick. Let's pump up this little guy here. Geez, Louisa. Pretty cool so far. I mean, it's not a bad port of Dig Dug, to be honest with you. Look at that. So there you go. That's how you play Dig Dug. We'll do one more level here. We'll try it out, and we will see. So we got these dragons here. They do breathe fire. There we go. We got one coming in the chamber right now. We're about to get overrun in the chamber. Woo, boy. Dig Dug is a fun game. It is definitely a fun little game to play. The cabinet itself, I would say, I do like the way the design of the cabinet is. I don't really particularly like the fact that it has like these flat pieces on the side, which look really cheap. It's not really like one molded unit. It'd be nice if this headboard part kind of came up here and kind of met with this and was molded up a little bit. But other than that, the screen itself seems pretty high quality. The game itself looks great on the screen. It has a really nice feature where it basically will play the game in like a standby mode where you can have this on display, which is a nice feature of this particular thing, especially if you're somebody who likes to have things on display. This is probably something you might want to pick up versus the other cabinets that we reviewed. I forget the people who made those, but we had about 6 or 7 we unboxed on the channel. I do like these particular cabinets. These were under $10, which is nice. They originally were $40, so I would not pay $40 for this to play one game on this particular thing. I don't know why they couldn't put other games on here. I do understand that the outside of it has this Dig Dug type theme to it, but just like the Pac-Man, my handheld console over there, the Blast, I feel like this could have been like, Dig Dug's the main feature, but here's like 5 other games you could play on here, which would have been cool. For $40, you should have given us more than just one game. So that's my main critique on this. For under $10, it's not a bad item to pick up and try out, but I wouldn't pay more than 10. Straight up, would not pay more than 10 for this. I do like the controller on the other arcades that we did review. The only thing that I wish that they did have was this little type of screw-on joystick. I imagine it would be a little different to try to play this without this, and I do think that it kind of gives it that classic arcade-like feel having this joystick. So anyway, enough rambling. This thing is pretty neat. I do like the Dig Dug version of this. Glad I picked this one up. Definitely something that I wanted to check out. I do like mini arcade cabinets, so it is something that I wanted to try out and check out, and it was something I wasn't going to pay $40 for, so 75% off basically on this little cabinet here. So if you got to try these out, let me know down in the comments below. The My Arcade mini cabinet. If you didn't try Dig Dug, you tried something else out, let me know what you tried out. What'd you think of it? Was it worth the money that you paid for it? And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe for more. I do reviews every single day, so look out for that, and have a great rest of your day.